What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Dark Previews. I've got 3 picks which I've already put down, which I'm going to take you through today. If that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Before we get into the picks and the recap, I just wanted to say that we are back on the OG main channel. It is back. For those of you who could not find the new channel that I created, I am okay. The second channel, I'll leave a link to that down below. I encourage you guys to subscribe to it because I'm still going to be using it. This main channel will get all the daily picks, everything that you're used to. That second channel, I'm going to play around some short form content, maybe some educational stuff. We'll see. But I will be using both at the same time. So please subscribe to both of them. It's great to have a backup. Appreciate all the messages, emails, everybody reaching out to me to make sure that I'm okay because they noticed that I wasn't posting. But don't worry, I'm fine and we are back. Hopefully, I'm on my best behavior moving forward and then nothing happens to this channel. Now, let's get into the recap from the last 2 days. Starting with the picks from the last video, I think it was 2 days ago. That particular day went 5.37 units up. It was a weird day, 6 on 3 on straight bets. Didn't get it happening too much with value plays, but hit some ricochet bombs, some 3-point markets. Check this out. Max Christie delivered, ricochet delivered, ricochet again, and then a combo ricochet and Max Christie. They're the guys that really kept us in the profit. So 5 units profit on that particular day. I was pretty happy with how it all looked. And then the most recent day, man, how do I say it? It sucked. It absolutely sucked. We fell 0.28 units in the negative, which isn't bad. But check this out. 0 from 6 on straight bets. You could have closed your eyes and picked up random and delivered better bets than that. It's one of the worst days I've had in quite some time. And look, lucky the value plays got us out of it. But let me talk through this because if some of you guys do some of the things that I did today, hopefully this is a message for you so you can check yourself. Mostly this first one. Tyrese Maxey over 6.5 assists. So I bet over 6.5 assists, but I also bet him not to score 40 points to try to get better odds because that was juiced to the max. I would have happily played this at 7.5, but I couldn't get a 7.5 anywhere. So I had to settle for a 6.5 because I tried to get the picks out early, yada, yada, yada. And ultimately it killed me. He scored over 40 points, covered his assist line easy. It was a rookie error. And if you ever find yourself doing this, dejuices, it's an absolute rookie play. If you find people doing it, avoid them. It's stupid. Don't do it. I did it today. I've done it a few times in the last couple of days, gotten away with it. But yeah, that absolutely cooked me. Did not deserve to win that for being such an idiot. But yeah, just wait for the appropriate lines, wait for the better odds. Don't play something at minus 140, minus 150 if you think it's going to go well over anywhere. So that was a mistake that I made, even though if you just took the 6.5, it would have been a winner. But the way that I played it, I lost. I took Zubac over 26.5 points and rebounds. He didn't see any time in the fourth quarter. The Clippers went small to match the Hornets. Zoo, he wasn't dominant. He should have been, which is why they didn't really play him. So that sucks. I took Porzingis over 26.5 points and rebounds, finished on 21, saw the volume. He shot poorly. He missed like 4 free throws. Like, I didn't hate this bet, but there were clearly some better options on the board. PJ Washington. Now, I support the Dallas in some way. Well, I do like Kyrie Irving, but I watch all the Dallas games. And PJ Washington, I just can't figure this guy out. I bet he's over. He doesn't get close to it. I bet he's under today, and he absolutely kills it. Like, he shot 66% from 3. He sets a career high in offensive rebounds, or almost. Yeah, I think that's the second best game he's ever had in terms of offensive rebounds. He murdered it today. He must be in my VIP and saw it, but no, it was a bad bet. Kevin Durant, I took his over 29.5 points and assists. This was honestly looking good in the first quarter. I fell asleep. Then I woke up in the third quarter, and his stats hadn't changed at all. So the Suns, they were dominant in that win. KD doesn't get the extra minutes or the volume. And then I took Devin Vassell over 17.5 points. He shoots poorly. The Spurs, they got production from everybody outside of him. I guess I relied too heavily on what happened in their last matchup, and I expected it to happen again. Didn't hate the bet, but ultimately I hate that I took it. You could say that. Did hit a couple of winners. Dame, Giannis, Bap. I shared this to all the free winnable subscribers. Share that with everybody. That was pretty so free. Christian Braun, we hit a value play on him. Bradley Beal, we hit him for 3 3-pointers, and we hit a Braun plus Beal combo. That's what kind of kept us alive today. Bradley Beal turned 50 into 250. And then Braun, we turned 50 into 325, and we put those suckers together. Washington didn't deliver. Can't get anything right on that guy, but the doubles combo, saved us $75 into 812. So these types of plays are specific to VIP. The hit rate on them is not great, but the strategy that I have based on the odds, it's what's really driving a ton of profit for us this season. And look, some days the straight picks, they're usually great, and the value plays eat into our profit sometimes. It honestly does. But there are days like this where the straight bets aren't hitting and the value plays pop off and they save the world. So I'm hoping today that both of those things green us out and we can cash out of this thing. But if you're interested in joining VIP, get 50% off your first week, month, or year by using the code Zach when you sign up. Still running that from the Rishashir bet, or you could use the code Bill. Actually, use the code Bill, and you'll get 50% off your first week, month, or year, whatever you subscribe to. I'll leave a link for all that in the pinned comment and in the video description if you're interested in checking it out. If you just want to ride the plays on the YouTube video, I completely support that. Go for it. Now let's get into these 3 picks, shall we? All right, jumping into props madness. This is the best tool you're going to find, especially if you love NBA player prop betting. I tell you, even on the WNBA, this thing goes crazy. Be sure to check it out. 7-day free trial, 25% off your first month if you use the code DAFT when you sign up. I've got 3 picks that I've already put down. Getting this video out to you. 2 of them happen to be in the same game. Part of the interruption, just pause the video. Baby screaming, went out to feed him. He's somewhat fed. And he vomited all over me. So as he's going to be smiling, he loves it. His punishment, he's going to stay up as I do this video because I got vomit all over me and I need to get this thing out to you. Sorry. So let's get back to the picks. I think I was saying I got 2 picks in the same game. And yeah, I do. I got 2 picks in this Nuggets versus the Hornets game. The first one I'm going to roll with is just with the Joker. Got to go with the big fella today. Looking for some sort of a bounce back performance, you could say, because I'm looking at his rebounds today, and over his last 4 games, he hasn't been rebounded nothing. Check this out. 3 boards against the Wolves, 12 against the Bulls, 6 against the Knicks, and then just 9 against the 76ers. Line set at 12.5, and I think I'm still going to take it. I'm going to take the over here, a nice bounce back spot against the Charlotte Hornets. Now, what do we know about the Hornets? They allow the 2nd most rebounds to centers over the last 15 games. I backed Ivica Zubac for that very same reason today, and Zubac fell up short. But the reason why is this Hornets team had a bit of success playing small ball. Zubac got played off the floor, barely played any minutes in the 4th quarter, whereas I think Nikola Jokic, regardless if the Hornets play small or not, this man's going to be out there. He's a priority. If anything, the Hornets have to find a way to play bigger. I think Jokic takes advantage of his size, and he smashes the boards today, smashes all of his stats, obviously, but my other thought process around this, watching a couple of the Hornets games lately, their offense sucks. Like, their offense is awful. I think Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets are going to see tons of rebound opportunities. I think Westbrook's most likely going to miss this game. So as someone who's not going to steal Jokic's boards, I do like this spot here over 12.5 rebounds. 9 out of the last 14 similar types of players. They've gone over their rebound line against the Charlotte Hornets as well. Mark Williams may play. He's likely to play, I think. Whether he's there or not, I don't think this impacts Nikola Jokic's ability to hit this line. I think he cashes a 12.5 boards. But my second pick is on Mark Williams. And for Mark Williams, I'm rolling with his assists today. Over 2.5 assists. Been hitting it quite well as of late. Now, he's projected to play 32 minutes in this game. And if we just look at how he's done on the season, let's look at games where he plays at least 30. He's only did this in only 4 out of the 7 games, but he is averaging 3.1 assists per game. The matchup here is the reason why I'm taking it. I wouldn't even care what he was averaging because he's up against the Nuggets today. And the Nuggets, they allow the, 2nd most assists to centers in the league, the most assists overall. 13 out of the last 15 centers. Check this out. 13 out of the last 15 centers who played the Nuggets have gone over their assist line. So, a whole lot of handoff action is what I'm looking for here for Mark Williams. He's not driving addition. He's not creating for others. Just a whole lot of handoffs. This Hornets team don't have anyone outside of Bridges who can play isolation, who can beat their defender one-on-one. They're going to rely on a ton of handoff action and a lot of screens in order to get open to get some points. And I think Mark Williams definitely eats it up today. So I do like him to get over 2.5 assists. Denver, bottom 10 defensive rating, 3rd most points in the paint, 6th most three-point attempts. And they play at the 5th fastest pace. So I think there's going to be tons of opportunities provided Mark Williams does play. And I think he does. They're on a back-to-back. Didn't play the first leg. It's likely he plays the second leg in this one. Now, my third pick for you guys, heading into one of the later games, Miami Heat versus San Antonio Spurs. Looking at Victor Wembanyama today. And I'm looking at Victor Wembanyama's under 25.5 points. It's moved to 24.5. Prize pick still at 25.5. But regardless of where it's at, it's something that I'll still be taking. Victor Wembanyama, I do like his under. And firstly, he's projected to play 34 minutes today. So let's get to crunching some numbers. 30 to 36 minutes is the range that I want to look through. And when he plays between 30 and 36 minutes, he's under this line in 16 out of his last 27 games. But if we get a little bit deeper with it, this Miami Heat team, they've got the 11th best defensive rating on the season. All I want to do is take out the bottom 10 teams. So we're looking at the teams with the top 20 defensive rating, and we can see here that he's under this line in 11 out of 17 games, averaging 22.8 points per game. Another reason why I like this is his last matchup against Miami. He scored 21 points in 30 minutes. He took 18 shots in that game. Found it a little bit difficult, and I think he finds it difficult again. So previous matchup, he did go under the Miami Heat. Pretty good defensively for a lot of his types of scoring in transition as a pick and roll man. They're a little bit susceptible as a spot up shooter, but Wemby's only scoring 13% of his points that way. And the Miami Heat also don't foul too much. So I don't see too many free throws on the horizon here for Victor Wembanyama. Other reason, well, this is probably the main reason. I'll be honest with you guys. This has been a smash spot for me for a couple of times this season, and it's Wemby in a back-to-back. This could be the new system play if it comes off today. Check out his numbers in a back-to-back. He's played 4 back-to-back games this season. He averages 19.3 points per game, struggling. And in all these matchups, they're quite soft. Utah, Portland, the Lakers, Denver, all good matchups for him to score some points. But the Miami Heat, the toughest matchup he's going to face in a back-to-back this season. They got Ware, they got Bam. Neither of them are close to big enough to defend Wembanyama, but big enough to give him some problems, I'd say. So Victor Wembanyama taking his under in his points, whether it's 25.5, 24.5. I don't remember what it was when I sent it out to Winnable, but I'm still taking his under today. So they're the 3 picks that I have so far, but don't go anywhere. I do have some leans for you as well. What I ask you to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment down below. You can say anything, help push this video out to more people. Obviously on this channel, haven't touched it for about 7 days. So no growth, no revenue from ads, nothing. So I need your help push this video out to more people. Let's grow this thing out. I want to get to 30,000 subscribers in the near future. Help your boy get there. And let's get into these leans, shall we? These leans are picks that I liked, but didn't ultimately bet them for a particular reason. I'll take you through it. I'll explain what I like, what I don't. And if you support the play and you want to jump on it, go ahead. It's all yours, my friend. Now let's go. All right, the first one we're going to look through is this Nets versus Rockets game. This is a bit of a system play, but I'm strongly considering taking the under here. 6.5 assists for D'Angelo Russell against the Houston Rockets. Now I just want to look at his games since he's joined the Brooklyn Nets. He's over this line in 6 out of 9 games, averaging 7.2 assists. So his recent hit rate, pretty good since he joined Brooklyn. But this matchup against the Houston Rockets is awful. Pretty much, you've seen me on this channel take guards against Houston, take their under and assists almost every single time. Because the Houston Rockets' second fewest assists allowed in the league. They've got the 4th best defensive rating. They're going to let high usage guards like D'Angelo Russell. They're going to make them play one-on-one. They're not going to give up spot-up shooting. They're not going to give up too many points inside. They're going to make these ball handlers score points. So D'Lo's got a great matchup to score points. He's got an awful matchup to get assists. I like the under in the assists, but you can really go either way with it. So D'Lo, that was the first lean I had. My main concern with this is that his usage rate is sky high. His usage rate is high. He'll rack up the potential assists for sure. Like in a lot of these games, racking up a ton of potential assists, whether they convert them or not, that's the tricky question. But look, I still like the under, and it still might be something that I bet on. It's just something that I haven't bet on yet, but I probably will. Stay tuned for that. The next lean that I have is on this Kings versus Thunder game, and I'm looking at Keegan Murray here. Keegan Murray, and I was looking at it over in his PRA, 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It is starting to move, so some other people are most likely betting on this as well, but Keegan Murray, projected to play 35 minutes in this game. Let's look at the numbers when he plays between 33 and 37. He's got a great hit rate. 9 out of the last 14 games, averaging 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So he's up against the OKC Thunder today. And the reason why I like this angle is that it's an awful matchup for Fox. It's an awful matchup for Monk. Keegan Murray, it's a great matchup for him to score some points. Now, the last time he played them, I think he scored, He scored 26 points, rebounds, and assists. He did that in 38 minutes of game time. He scores 37% of his points as a spot-up shooter. And you can see here, the Thunder allow the 6th most points to spot-up shooters this season. 6 out of the last 10 players have covered their points line against the 6 out of the last 10 similar players have covered their points line against the OKC Thunder. And even if you look at his rebounds, 5 out of the last 8 similar players covered their rebound line against them. So I think he's got a good matchup to score. He's been rebounding very well as a late, and he'll probably chip in 1 or 2 assists as well. So Keegan Murray, I do like his PRA. My only concern with this, it's my concern with betting on anyone in the Sacramento Kings team, is that Fox, DeRozan, Monk, Sabonis, they all eat first. So someone like Keegan Murray may not see the opportunities, or if he doesn't make the most out of his first couple of shots, chances are he doesn't see many more after that. So the risk is there are 4 other players who are going to eat before he does. Can't guarantee that he gets there. If you wanted to play a little bit safer, you could look at his boards. Well, I'm not saying that's safer because he's got a great matchup to score, but you could look at his rebounds as a pivot. He'll play a lot of minutes, but he may not get the shot volume. That's my only concern there with Keegan Murray, but I think it's a good look. Staying in the same game, I was looking at, what's his name? De'Aaron Fox. Looking at his under in points today, this line's already started to move since I looked at it. I had him at 22.5 when I did my analysis a few hours ago. It's already come down to 21.5. Chances are it moves to 20.5. The under makes a ton of sense. His recent form has been terrible, whether it's trade rumors, an injured hand. I can't explain it, but he hasn't been playing good lately, and he's got the torture chamber matchup against the OKC Thunder. They don't give up points to pick and roll ball handlers. They won't give up points in transition. It just looks like an absolute mess. I think the only risk here with De'Aaron Fox is volume. In a lot of these games, he still took 20 shots. He just missed a whole lot of them. So if the volume's there against OKC, probably goes over. But at the same time, played OKC earlier this season, had only 14 points in 40 minutes, 5 for 15. So I really do think he goes under today. I think part of my hesitation is I don't like betting on unders, but I think it's a good look. I already got Wemby as an under. Don't want to have too many of those suckers in there. I'll be stressed out. I'm bald as it is. I don't want to lose my eyebrows next. So that's another lean. I'm just checking to see if I had anything else. I do. One more lean. It's in this Washington Wizards versus the Timberwolves game. And I really wanted to bet Naz Reid overs 15.5 points today. Now, his hit rate as a late's not great, but one thing you got to keep in mind, no Julius Randle. Naz Reid projected to play 32 minutes, which is a lot more than the 25 to 30 he normally plays. He could see 30 to 35 minutes depending on how this game goes. He's got a great matchup. Washington don't play defense on nobody. Naz Reid, he scored 12 points in 24 minutes when he last versed Washington. It makes a ton of sense to bet the over for Naz Reid. The only issue here, right? Because if you're looking at Naz Reid minutes, we're looking at games where he plays at least 30 minutes. He's over this line in 5 out of 6 games. 20 points is an average, right? But in a lot of these games, they were close. The concern here is that this Washington Wizards finds a way to get blown out by everybody. And this is a game where you'd expect them to get blown out. It's a 17.5 point spread. That blowout, it looks like it could be imminent, and Naz Reid may not see the minute. So that's my concern. That's the only reason I'm not betting on this, is the blowout risk. And I've been burnt by blowouts quite a lot in the last week, trying to protect myself from it. So I love the look for Naz Reid. The blowout is the only thing that concerns me. So that's a wrap on today's video, Kings and Queens. This guy is well and truly out. I'm going to put him to bed, but then I'll edit this video, get it all out to you. But I wish you guys the best of luck. Hope we green out on this fabulous day. Best of luck to you. Peace.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.